And hello, welcome to the ADLR Podcast episode, who knows, 149, thank you. I had to quickly look to make sure.
We're going to do anything special for 150?
If you guys want, like, what do you guys want to do for 150? Anything like...
Oh, actually won't be here for 150, because I think next week I'm going to my brother-in-law's birthday party.
Oh, okay.
Birthday dinner. So I guess it doesn't really matter to me.
That's fair. All right. You good, Randall? What's going on? Are you just looking at the mirror? Let me hook you up with the mic thing.
I check himself out, man. I mean, if I was that good looking, I would too.
Yeah, look at him. Hey. Anywho, as you guys can tell by audibly me mentioning everyone here, we got Brian, we got Weird TV / Kelsey, we got Loaded Up / Zen 5 / Randalius the Great here on this episode. Y'all can say hi all at once. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Nice. You guys are great. He's eating.
I had meat in my mouth. Can't talk with your mouth full.
Jealous. Anywho, that's that. The intro for the week is July 4th weekend. So July 5th is the time of recording. There was some fireworks yesterday. We had some drinks. You know what I'm saying? We just hung out, do our thing. You guys ever had mimosas in the middle of the night? That's about it.
Or another time to drink them?
Yeah, it's usually like a Sunday brunch kind of thing, right? That's what mimosas are for. Yeah, we didn't follow that. You know? Anywho, that's that. This week we got some stuff to talk about. Mostly me. It's animation station for me, but everything I'm reviewing is animated for the most part. I guess before we continue, do we want to add Castlevania this week, or do we want to wait? Ren, do you want us to wait for when you catch up?
No, you can talk about it.
Lit. So I'm gonna add that on there. Castlevania Season 4. Easy. Boom. Updated the text. We binged it this morning. A good 4 hours of just whoa. Anyway. And then the rest of you guys got some stuff to talk about. I actually want Randall and Kelsey to go first because I've been hearing mixed things for Luca, and I wanted to see what you guys fall on for Luca. Did I put that on here? Here it is. I was gonna get mad, bro, if I didn't see it. You know? Randall got his... Oh, you getting your notepad out? Oh, shoot.
We'll let Randall go first while I sit here and eat then.
That's fine. Randall. Luca. Disney's new animated movie. Is it a Pixar one or is it Disney proper? Disney proper.
It was alright. It's about sea monsters, allegedly.
Sea monsters?
Mm-hmm.
Like the fake ones that we know about, or they're just made up? Not the fake ones, like Loch Ness Monster and stuff, or...
They don't go that deep into it.
Gotcha.
But the main character, his name is Luca. He's a sea monster. And when they get out of the water, they change into humans. Or visually, they change into humans. And the movie is basically about them interacting with human beings and the trials that they have to get through in order to deal with that. Their main focus to character Lucas and his friend Alberto is
Alberto.
Trying to get a Vespa.
Whoa.
That's their main...
Vespa. A scooter.
The sea monsters want to get a scooter.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
They say why, right? Or is it just because they think it's cool, or is it like a...
Because they think it's cool.
Okay, that's fair. They're kids, right?
Pretty much.
Okay, that's fair.
They don't establish how old they are, but they seem to be adolescents.
Gotcha. That's fair. I'm like, that's weird, random, but I mean, let's get it.
And then it basically, it's like the whole discrimination thing. That's pretty much what the underlying tone of the movie is. It's like being discriminated because you're different.
So it's like like the Little Mermaid thing with the surface people and people in the water.
The surface people want to kill the monsters because
they're monsters.
Because they're monsters. Someone labeled them as monsters. There's not once in the movie has there ever been any indication that someone has had a run-in with a sea monster and lost their life. They just discriminate against them because they're different.
Also, it's not like there's a bad group of sea monsters and
Nah.
they all take the bad rap.
The sea monsters are afraid of humans, and the humans are afraid of sea monsters. But there are some who don't mind going to the surface to be with humans.
Just to hang out. But can the surface people clearly see that they're sea monsters? You said
No, when they get out of the water, they change into humans. You can't tell.
Oh, okay.
By looking at them.
Yeah, the theory is or the thing is that when they're wet, they're sea monsters, and when they're dry, they look like humans.
So if they were to take a shower in the surface, they'll turn to the sea monster?
Yes.
If water hits any part of their body, that part that is exposed to water will start to go back to the sea monster look.
I see. Okay.
But as soon as it dries, it immediately goes back to look at human.
Okay, so it would only work if I'm like sitting there with like a water hose, washing them down for a while.
Then you'll be able to see.
Gotcha.
It doesn't have to be for a while. It's a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You could hit them in the face with a water balloon, and they would that whatever gets hit with water or becomes
Nice.
wet is shows that they're different, that they're not human.
So they don't sweat?
They didn't appear to. Even though they did activities that you would think would make you sweat, they didn't really seem to.
Ron's but he's breaking the fourth wall here. What's going on here? He didn't think of everything, doesn't he? But besides that, how was it like? Are these heartwarming in any way? Like, what kind of caliber of movie is this? Is this Wall-E? Incredibles? Like
Wall-E.
what? Like what are we? What? How are you feeling at the end of this movie? Like you like? Feel like is it Coco levels? We about to hit teary eye or what? Nothing. It's just like average cookie cutter.
I mean, you could tell it wasn't a Pixar movie.
Oh snap!
It looked good visually, but it just wasn't.
They didn't have that oomph. It wasn't soul.
It was very much a cookie cutter movie. I mean, it's a heartwarming. It's kind of a heartwarming movie. That's got it's overcoming obstacles, and then there's trouble, and then resolution, and then kind of coming together moments. Yeah. It's not like Wall-E where you're just like, or maybe Coco. I think you guys said that Coco was like really.
Well, it hit us because it's mainly targeted like Hispanic families, and then it hits you in the eyes, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. It's definitely not one of those two. Okay. But it's not like it's a terrible movie. It's definitely to me it's definitely good for at least one watch. But It's not like, oh my god, you got to go. This is an every year movie during this time because this is it's so heart-wrenching.
Oh, okay. So it's okay. That makes sense. So it's like I'm gonna compare it to something, but I don't know what.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what we could even compare it to.
Like some parallels here. Like it's a good average movie. Like they hit the bar. It's like, oh, it does what it sets out to do, and that's it.
Let me see if I can find something.
That's fair. Okay, I mean, shoot, you had a favorite character, Randall? Nothing? No? Oh shit, Kelsey, what? Randall looked like he just stood there and just watched it and like, oh, done, and just moved on.
It wasn't bad. It was all right.
It was just whatever.
I mean, my favorite character was probably the grandmother because she was hilarious.
Okay. So I hear this is a movie about like Italians. Is it like an Italian family or no?
Well, the sea monsters I don't think are Italian. Mm-hmm. I don't remember them explicitly being Italian, but they're in an Italian town.
Gotcha. Okay. I like that. Probably a lot of pasta, a lot of pepperoni, right? Do they have the accents or no?
They use them. Sea monsters use accents when they're up on the surface, but everybody else in the town has the accents. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna have a good time with this. I get to practice my Italian accents. That's just me. All right. I mean, then the last question. I mean, this is like a quick one here. Is that Recommend it? Yay, nay. You know, I'm probably going to try to watch this, but I don't know when. I was going to watch it this week to join in on the conversation, but that didn't happen.
Yeah, I recommend it.
Yeah? What about you, Kelsey?
I recommend it. And if I had to compare it to something, Fox and the Hound, you guys ever seen that?
Well, that sounds familiar.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah,
That's where the Fox and the Hound are friends, and then they grow up, and things change, and then
yes, I've seen this.
or like Treasure Planet.
Dang, I've seen Fox and the Hound a lot. I've seen that movie like a bunch of reruns. I didn't see a sequel. I saw the first one though.
Did you ever see Treasure Planet?
I feel like I have. That's
Treasure.
there's a boat and there's a blonde guy, right?
The main character is I think a brunette.
He's a brunette, yeah.
But it's like space pirates, and they are searching for some treasure that's hidden.
I don't believe I've seen this. I don't think
You've ever seen Treasure Planet?
I don't think so. I think I've seen maybe trailers or something, but I don't remember. Like, if you ask me what happens in it, no idea. So I don't think I've seen it.
Treasure Planet is awesome. It's worth at least one watch, but it's also another one of those kind of like cookie cutter feel good movies where, you know, somebody down on their luck tries to turn it around, shit happens, they overcome adversity, whatever, you know. It's that one's definitely a great movie to watch too. So if you watch Luca, definitely give Treasure Planet a watch too.
Okay. Ron, do you remember watching Treasure Planet or?
I don't think so. I'm looking at the pictures and the characters look familiar. Like I've seen the characters, but I don't think I've seen the movie. I don't know though.
Oh, yeah, I'm right there with you. I have no idea. Okay. Lit. Seems fine with me. What else do I have on here? Kelsey, we'll get moving on then. That was a quick one. I just want to make sure that I saw some like, oh, it's an okay movie. It's like, you know, I want to make sure it was still lit, like worth watching. Kelsey,
what's up?
What is Vivy, Fluorite Eyes song?
All right, so it's an animation or an anime about humans and AIs interacting together, and the AIs have like, so they tried to make AIs so that they could do multiple tasks at once, but it turned out to not be a great thing. So then they limited AIs to having like one mission, and that was their whole thing in life. The main character is a songstress, and her whole thing is making people happy by singing. Okay. In the very beginning, like the first episode starts out like you've seen in Incredible, right?
Yes.
Starts out like the second half of the first episode. Just people getting slaughtered. Okay.
Okay.
And there's even you know how my brother and I are always like, you know, oh, this is such a happy moment, bus, and then like, you know, somebody just gets slaughtered. There's a scene like that in the very beginning too. It's great. But basically, there's a war between AIs and humans, and they're trying. This person figures, I don't remember what he is, but he figures out a way to send something back into the past. He sends like a program back into the past. Okay. And it's called the Singularity Project. And the whole thing is that this AI goes back into the past and starts working with the songstress, her name is Diva, to prevent major points in history that were determined to cause the war with the AIs and humans. All right.
Okay.
And that's the Singularity Project. It's very pretty. It's got a lot of very, you know, colorful scenes. It's very well drawn. The songs and things are amazing. You know, the music's great. They have some awesome fight scenes. Like, so it starts like she's a songstress, and so it's like, how is she gonna do anything? But he like uploads a combat program into her, and then she just kind of, you know, becomes fucking Naruto going off on shit. After Shippuden, we'll go after Naruto after Shippuden. Pain. We'll do Pain. How's that? Is that better, Brian?
That's a bit
better. He just looks disgusted.
Yeah.
She goes from being Sakura at any point throughout anything,
Yeah,
to being Sasuke. Okay, like,
So she's still a whiny bitch then.
a couple of times, yeah.
Okay.
Now the overall, like, I mean, the show was great. It's only 13 episodes. They sort of set it up for the possibility for there to be a second season, but not really at the same time.
okay.
You know, they kind of conclude everything at the very end. It was really interesting. I really enjoyed it. There's like a ranking system on that they've been showing on Reddit, and for the spring anime collection from like April 2nd to July 2nd, it was ranked number 2 on the list. So
this is like this is like a new show.
Yes, it is
okay.
brand new.
Gotcha. Okay.
I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it's worth at least one watch. Like I said, the fight scenes are really awesome. The storyline is pretty decent. The fun thing with this is the program that gets sent back. He's an AI that can basically hack anything he wants because he goes 100 years into the past. Okay, like you got to think about like how much of an advancement 100 years is in technology, right? So it's like the first couple of episodes, you're like, why do you need her help? Period. Like you can literally do almost anything you want to,
right?
You know. But they make a great pair because he's like solely based on the objective of, you know, no, we need to prevent this. Doesn't matter what we have to do. It can't happen, so on and so forth. And she's like, no, I have to make everybody happy. My whole mission is to, you know, make everybody happy by singing. And then it kind of, you know, starts to warp, and, you know, she starts to really evolve and grow and become more human-like versus just being a, you know, humanoid AI. So I thought it was great. I definitely would give it a watch. It's only 13 episodes. I think the first episode is 26 minutes and all the rest of them are 23. So it's fairly quick to get through. But I thought it was great.
Gotcha. I might put it in my backlog then. It's only 13 episodes. And you said it wraps up at the end, or is it like maybe they can write something else about? That means it's time traveling at this point, so I guess they can make up anything.
Yeah. So like the whole thing spans, all 13 episodes spans the 100 years, like from the, you know, where it starts, going back in time, and then coming back to that same nexus point. Well, sort of the same nexus point, because you got to think if you're changing history, the point would diverge. Yeah. And then they sort of wrap up that whole the whole thing about how it came to be and what happens and whatever. But at the end, there's like something after the credits that alludes to the fact that there's possibly more, but not really following whatever we just watched. Like that they could go in a whole nother direction with a new
cast and stuff.
Yeah. Kind of like Scrubs season 8 to season 9, you know, where they kind of wrapped up Scrubs, then there was that new show that should have been its own show type thing. You know,
it shouldn't have been called Scrubs.
Yeah. So something like that. I mean, there was like an illusion at the end that it could continue with like some of the main cast and then moving on to something else. But all in all, I'm pretty sure they just wrapped it up and there's only going to be one season.
Yeah,
I think it would be difficult with what they covered and the premise of the show for them to do anything. But, you know, maybe there's another nexus point that's like, oh, another war is going to break out. We got to do this, that, and the other thing. You know, whatever.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely going to add it to my backlog then and give it a shot.
Yeah, the music and the songs are great. The visuals are excellent. The combat scenes are like most of it's hand-to-hand combat, and they sort of lower the graphics of it some. You know, kind of like what they do in Naruto when they're just like really going at it. It doesn't get to the point where they're like stick figures, you know, like they do in Naruto sometimes, but you actually get to see them like actually fight, you know, kicks and punches and dodges and blocks and that kind of stuff.
Like full body movements instead of just like one
frame
of
you know, it's not like DBZ where you just see, you know, this going on. It's literally them like actually fighting, you know, as usually as
artists or
two
something.
AIs and
Yeah.
doing some martial arts. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. I'm sold. So I'm definitely gonna have to add this to the log. It's just a weird name. I didn't even click on the link that you put on there. I'm like, I'm just gonna ask him what the hell this is. Cool.
Yeah, my brother told me about it because he heard about it from another friend of ours, and I was like, okay, and he goes, yeah. So and our friend was saying that it's a really good anime because based on current trends, and that we should give it a watch. So I was like, sure. It's only 13 episodes. Let's take a look. So
right. Okay. Let's move right along then. Speaking of going back in time and going forward in time, Randall, the Tomorrow War.
I'm excited for this review because I wanted to see this movie.
Fire away, Randall.
It was a really good movie. I definitely recommend it.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah, it was really good. Chris Pratt is the main character. So basically, what happened is human beings in the future encounter aliens, and they pretty much wipe the floor with humanity.
Oof.
And they are pretty much about to be extinct. So, in a last ditch effort, they go back in time, which is the current time that we watch in the movie, and they tell everybody like, we're from the future, we are you, some of us anyway, and basically lay out the groundwork like we're fighting aliens, we're losing, and if we don't figure out some sort of successful strategy, then human beings will be annihilated from existence. So that's pretty much the movie. It's them fighting the aliens. What's interesting about it is the whole them coming back from the future, because some of the people that come back are them, like their older selves, or a lot of the people that are in charge that came back to inform the current people are people who haven't been born yet in that timeline. And they did it like that. The way they explained it was they did it like that so that they didn't have to run into each other or into themselves, because they didn't know if that would cause some sort of paradox explosion or some junk like that.
But do they tell the parents that there's like, did they do the Trunks thing, or it's like, hey, I'm your kid?
No.
Oh, you just the viewer know
they're
that
very meticulous about who they send.
Oh, okay.
But I don't want to spoil anything, but some things happen later on in the movie.
Then the cat's out of the bag.
One quick key point that I really enjoyed about the movie was because no one made any dumb decisions. It was good decisions straight across the board, at least from what I can remember. So that was a huge plus. And the aliens I thought were very interesting because they were. So a lot of times, what I've noticed with aliens in movies is that because they are considered to be the more dominant species, they tend to just mindlessly attack human beings, and because they know like, oh, we're gonna win, or you can't defeat me even with weapons or whatever. Even though they do have the physical upper hand, they still show intelligence. So like, they wouldn't just mindlessly attack somebody if they were shooting. They would like take cover. They would dodge moves, block moves, or like they was doing all sorts of things, even though they physically had the upper hand. And they would like immediately like call out for reinforcements if like they came across a group of human beings. They wouldn't just like rush them. Like some of them would rush the human beings, but then it would be like some in the background, and they would like start yelling like to tell everybody, look, there's humans over here or whatever. Which I thought was
a lot better than we're used to. Yeah,
from what I've ever seen when it comes to like aliens.
Do they? I don't know if you said this already. Do they speak English, or is it their own like little language?
They don't speak at all. They don't. It's
like
it's like yelling, but you can tell what the yelling is, because as soon as they yell, then you'll see like some that are not in the near vicinity hear them, and then they'll start running in that direction. Yeah, that's pretty much it. J.K. Simmons is in it, and he's
awesome.
the most jacked I've ever seen in my life. Like it looked like he literally just came out the gym. But his acting was phenomenal. He didn't have a huge part in the movie, but when he was in the movie, it was really good. His chemistry with Chris Pratt was really good because they were a father and son relationship.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely recommend it. Like I plan on watching it again.
Nice. Yeah, I gotta add. All right, you sold me on it. Oh.
No.
Well, I mean, that's, you don't know, but you gotta make that call.
I can't say something's game of the year unless I know everything I've seen for the year, and I haven't seen it.
Randall,
is that really what you're gonna say to us right now in 2021?
Because you know what you said 2020, right?
What?
Because you remember what you said 2020, right?
Well, people change and grow.
Okay. This man's about to say, what is he talking about? Well, I'm going to say it for you. It is game of the year. You got it?
When you first started describing it, it sounded like it was going to be like an Edge of Tomorrow type situation, but it doesn't quite sound like it's the same.
Nah, so, Edge of Tomorrow had fun with the whole repeating.
Yeah.
In my opinion, this is better.
Oh shit! Now I gotta watch it.
Yeah, dude, because Edge of Tomorrow was like Groundhog Day times 10. Like,
yeah. What happened, Brian?
Is that the one with Emily Blunt?
It's Emily Blunt and Tom Cruise.
I didn't see it. I saw the trailers and I was like,
I would definitely give Edge of Tomorrow a watch. It was an excellent movie. The way that they played the repeating and everything, like, you know, and how they move forward and everything, like it was excellent all around.
Oh shit! Well, that's good to hear. Then Amazon Prime got a good movie under the belt, especially an action flick, because you can mess up action flicks really easily. Dope. Well, then I'm definitely gonna check that out. I guess me and Brian, let's go ahead and do what we got to do. It's fresh in our minds. We saw it this morning. We binged the season 4 of Castlevania. Now, it's been a while since we saw Castlevania. So, because between season 3 and 4, I don't know how much time has passed, but we also didn't watch season 4 when it came out. 10 episodes this time around. All 20-something minutes, except a few were like 30-something minutes because there were like battle episodes. So they lasted a little longer. I fucking loved it. It was 10 episodes of just a great fucking bow of this series. Animation was awesome. Surprise comebacks from some characters. I'm like, oh, I thought this guy was fucking gone. Character arcs that I did not expect happening. So I'm like, I thought it was just going to turn into a whole out war by the end of it. And it did not, because it wasn't just mindless battles. People had like their own thoughts and opinions on the matter. What else? The chemistry between all the characters are still there, even better if I had to say so from the previous seasons. They upped the gore by like 20-fold. Holy shit, this season. Certain characters get on the battlefield and it's like pieces of human everywhere, and pieces of vampire everywhere, just getting slaughtered. But there's some, for people who love Castlevania games, there's some returning weapons from the show that I'm like, oh snap, it's cool.
In the show, you mean?
Did I say oh my bad, in the show that make an appearance? Oh my bad, from the game. This makes an appearance, and it's like, oh shit. The swag on the clothing some of these people wear in this season, I'm like, what are we doing here? You know? Everyone was decked out in some crazy fancy shit, even in the middle of fighting. There's some people who get hit so hard their clothes explode off. Like, it's great. It's been fantastic. Brian, I mean, you can go ahead and gush your side for a bit, because holy shit.
Mine is the same complaint I had with just the animation style. What a way to go out.
Yep.
With this being allegedly the last season, what a way to go out. Minus the only other complaint I have is there's a certain part without spoilers where it feels like they jump straight into a little arc without setting it up. So there's one point where this guy's like, "Oh, this is my path. I got to figure out what my future is. I didn't know I had one." Cut to like the next episode, I'm gonna kill this bastard, and there's no explanation as to what made the leap. And I'm like, what
he
the
went
fuck?
from like 0 to 100 and then battle, and I'm like, what the fuck happened? And because I'm pretty sure you know what we're talking about at this point, but
I think I know who you're talking about, but
because
I think I know who you're talking about.
It's a
he
forge
builds
master.
up. It's a forge master, yeah. He builds up. He's rebuilding. He's befriending the things, and then the end of episode 7 or something, he's like, "We're gonna fucking." He has the portal up, and he's like, "We're killing him." And then we're like, "What?" And then the you know how it goes to black, and then the credits are rolling, and we're like, "What the hell?" We start the next episode. They're jumping through, and it's battle episode.
Yeah.
I'm like, "What happened?"
Okay. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I don't know. It was. I mean, I'm not complaining because that next episode was fucking ridiculous.
I mean, he was always building up to that point because he hates the world. Like,
But so not really, because right before he just decides to yell at people, he's having that conversation of he's changed. And then the next episode, I want him dead. You and your friends are dead.
You and your friends are dead.
But he's so throughout the whole. I think it's season 3. This is season 4 is the finale. Season 3, I think it is. Like he's talking about the traitor and how he's going to get revenge. And even though he's changed, he still wants to get revenge. Like he still wants to make the guy pay.
Yeah.
And that's like where he's building up to. He's changed in the sense that he's not like as bloodthirsty as he once was. And he's like calm, cool, collected. He thinks about what he wants to do versus just, know, yeah.
Well,
So like I sort of get what you guys are talking about, but I feel like that was very much like portrayed the way his character was gonna go.
It was prior to this season, and then he's like, "We're gonna rebuild this." You know, certain weapons or certain tools don't have to be tools; they can be something else. A hammer can be used to destroy or build.
Yeah.
So let's rebuild this for the next people who come across this. They didn't even finish rebuilding that town, and he's like, "I want them dead."
Yeah, the scene started off with like going back to that town, and there was still like it was still not destroyed, but it looked like they were still in progress. And then it was portal, and I'm like, what? And then they started jumping through, and then literally hell rained down on the fucking palace, and I'm like, we're in it. There's no turning back. Oh my gosh! And what made
it was such a quick, like abrupt change of thought that I thought we missed an episode.
Yeah, same here. I'm like, did we fucking skip one? But I think that the funniest thing about this season is Belmont and the girl just and Sypha just on the side. And when all this shit hits, like the knowledge that hits them, like what the fuck's going on? Because they had like their own arc that you follow through the season. But the other side of it was happening in parallel. So when they get the news, because it gets thrown upon them, they're like, what? What the fuck? Do you want to do what? And then they're just going. And they start off the season like, well, we need to take a break. We can't just react. We got to think about our next step. Cut to the next 6 episodes of shit just thrown at them. Like, wait, what? And then they're just in the battle. Oh, my gosh. Speaking of them, their synergy in battle, that duo is ridiculous. And then when they add their third at the end, bruh, hard the entire time. Holy shit, the action sequences.
If I were to do Drippy's character, season 4 made it way too difficult to
Yeah.
just choose. My normal answer always Alucard. You've seen the coat. No one can really beat him. And then season 4 happens, and I'm like, what is going on right now? Who's their tailor?
Yeah. Everyone was tripped out. Everyone was looking great.
I loved the scene. I love this fight scene with the two of them in the field killing the goblins.
Oh yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And then she starts like cussing and whatever, and he's like, "I'm sorry, the fuck did you just say?" She's like, "You heard me. It's all gone to shit."
Ever since I met you, and all gone to shit. And then they try to attack her, and she's like, "I'm trying to talk here," and he hits him with like a craziest Kamehameha wave out of the fucking soul of her heart. And I didn't know she learned the new, I guess spoilers, a new fucking element. Because that's, I guess she learned it during her weeks fighting. Because I didn't think she had the third one. I thought it was just the two she knew. Unless I missed something from the previous seasons or I just forgot it.
I'm trying to remember what the third one was.
I don't know if I want to say a word. It's going to be a spoiler.
It's a subset of fire. Oh, hold on, I got you.
Okay, that's what I thought it was. Okay, that's what I thought it was. But no, I mean, I thought she was. So when they were in, what's his name? What?
They were in someone.
Yes. What is the main vampire hunters? The guy
Trevor?
That's with her.
Belmont.
Trevor. Belmont. There we go. So when they were in the Belmont mansion, they had access to all of this stuff, and I'm pretty sure she started like reading some things.
Gotcha.
On it. I'm pretty sure. You know, they also came by. They talked. They didn't like show it, but they talked a couple of times about how, you know, through their advent, even though the whole thing takes place over the, like, you know, only like a year or something, maybe not even that long. They talk about, they make references to finding unique items and that kind of stuff. But I don't remember exactly what, because it's been a little while since I've seen it.
That's fine. What else, man? I thought they were gonna commit. Go for it.
In one season, I got 2 face mushes.
Yes.
And it's from my 2 favorite characters. I was like, yo, who wrote? Thank you, Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix didn't write it. They gave it money to make it. Like,
they allowed me to see such a feat, though. Yeah,
you're right. Holy shit. The ending. I thought they were gonna commit to it. Like, I thought it would happen. I'm like, oh shit, they're committing to it. And then he's like, I've seen that horse, and I'm like, oh, okay, they're not.
Well, they sort of alluded to it, because, you know, there was that brief glimpse at the very end, and then it happens, and then you're like, okay, so like 3 things could happen here, you know.
But then they mentioned it's been weeks, and I'm like, and things have happened weeks after the climax, and I'm like, oh, okay, so I guess they are committing to this. And then the fucking horse again. Oh man, yeah, it was great, man.
So I want to ask, did you guys know the Saint Germain's actual name while watching it?
I did not.
What do you mean?
I thought his name was Charlemagne. Because of the way that he said, Saint Germain. And so, like, I'm like talking to Nick.
I know I thought he meant like a different name. I knew his name. Yeah, he said
no, like Saint Germain. Like, I may have said this the last time, but I thought for the longest time, for like the first 3 seasons, I thought his name was Charlemagne. And I was talking to Nick about it, and he's like, who the fuck are you talking about? I was like, Charlemagne, like, I don't know how to pronounce it. He's like, do you mean Saint Germain? Like the kind of weird dude? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, no, it's Saint Germain. I'm like, no, it's Charlemagne. It is Saint Germain. What the fuck?
No, I've known it was Saint Germain. But speaking of which, I do that you bring up him specifically.
Yeah,
I think this was recorded during the COVID or something, because his mixing was like,
his mic quality was way different.
Yeah, he might have like sent in his lines or something, and it's like jarring how different his voice sounds alongside everybody else's. But besides that, cool. And I like that they even gave him time, like more backstory on what happened after what happened in season 2.
Yeah,
was it 2?
The end of season 2.
3.
No, it was the end of season 2 is when. Pretty sure it was the end of season 2 is when the gate. He started talking about the gate and things.
Yeah,
that was 3. Remember what happens right beforehand? That whole town of the dead kids. That's when they introduced them.
I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was season
right before. He's not a character until season 3. To my knowledge.
Appearance. Bum, 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 Yep, season 3. He appears in season 3.
All that happens in one season.
That's then. I mean, there's more of a. That's more of a plus for the show. because holy shit, the pacing. There's times when me and Brian looked at it when the credits come up and we're like, that was not 20 minutes, and then we look, it's been 20 minutes.
Yeah,
because it's either actual progress, like plot moving forward, like first season, like first 3 seasons of Game of Thrones. Even though there's talking, it's important talks, and that pushes the plot along, or it's action sequences and you're like, I don't want it to stop, and then bam, it ends with the credits. And I'm like, there was one cut where I thought an anime outro was gonna play because it was so abrupt. I think it was the arrival of one of the Draculas. Wow, one of the vampires that come up, and then it hard cuts to like a shot of the castle in blue with like the moon, and I was waiting for like and then some weird fucking instrumental to come up afterwards. Like I'm like, what the hell? But it was just the next scene.
The only gripe I have with Saint Germain is that they had an excellent backstory.
Yeah.
Tied everything together great, and then had that glimpse, and you're like, no, I want to fucking know what happened.
Same. That to me was like a huge one. I was hoping I hope that's what it cut to, or like he followed her or something, or like whatever the case is. But I don't know. That's I think the only big blue balls that this show left behind for me was what happened to her. Yeah. The only thing I can think of is maybe since like that's spoiler shit. Okay, so it might have been an illusion or shape-shifting from you know who. So like,
but it was separate. Like that was going on while that appeared. Maybe I mean it could have been. I don't know. It could have been hallucination because
he was yeah. That's why. Yeah, that's my biggest one. That's the one thing I wanted wrapped up. And I'm like, shit. Oh, well. But besides that, again, I highly recommend this show. Now, with season 4 ending the way it did, go watch the entire thing, my guy, because it is worth your eyeballs, your time, your ears, your everything, you know?
What this show did in one season, this season had like 17 different arcs. Everyone had an agenda and did things. Mm-hmm. Everything got a pretty good amount of time. This is what I wanted the Dota show to do, is if you're going to have that many arcs, make everybody interesting. The Dota show is just like, hey, I'm the main character. I'm a Dragon Knight. And everyone's like, shut the fuck up. What is going on with this lady?
The thing that I really applauded for is that they're only like 20-minute episodes and there's only 10 of them. And they covered so much in such a short span of time. And you're just like, I want to know more. Like, holy shit, like keep it coming, you know? And then they like give you more and more and more and more. And you're like, damn, like it's over.
Yeah, man, absolutely. When the credits, even though like the climax isn't even on the last episode. Like the big thing happens is in episode 9, and then 10 is like the cooldown. Like, you know when you're like a treadmill, and it's like, oh, cooldown section. That's what the 10th episode is, but it's stuff that's like, okay, we're bringing it down. More stuff is still happening, and they sort of put it like we can still continue this show, sort of. And then they wrap it up, the credits roll, and I'm like, excellent. And then oh my god, was it the after credits? It was before the credits. No, it was after credits.
Before the credit. It was after. It was before credits, but it was last scene. Just say last scene.
The last scene. I'm like, oh, that's what happened to them. Got it. And it was like, oh shit, so they can somehow continue it. It's awesome, dude. I cannot recommend this more. If this was a movie, this would have been Game of the Year movie.
What is the Game of the Year for a TV show?
For a show? So far. This year, it's winning. Marvel's just cookie cutter safe shit right now, but Castlevania...
I need to keep watching Bad Batch before I answer that question, because the first episode of Bad Batch was awesome. What else? There's other TV shows too, so I can't really just throw that out there.
I'm throwing it out there.
But this is definitely a contender if that were the case. If we had a TV show Game of the Year list. And that's us gushing over Castlevania for like, who knows how long. Go watch it, please. It deserves your time.
Mm-hmm.
Easily. Randall, me and you up next here, all right? We're going to go from some serious show, drama, blood, to not so serious, still a lot of blood. I think I just hit the wrong fucking button. Let me see. No, I didn't. Anywho, America. The motion picture. You ready for this, Randall? So I didn't know anything about this movie until Randall told me about it. He's like, America? I never heard of that. And so it's basically a parody movie on the origin story of America. So, it sounds silly, but that's pretty much what it was, right?
Mm-hmm. Makes me think of what's that one movie, Team America? Did you ever see that?
That's the stop motion with the dolls, right?
Yeah, with the doll things.
Yes.
Yeah, or the puppets. You know, because they're all like on strings. Yeah, but this looks like it was drawn in the same style as Venture Bros.
Yes,
or Johnny Quest.
It's like Venture Bros / Archer-ish with more 3D elements, I think, because there's some scenes where it's like the same style, but it was like rendered, like 3D rendered, animated.
I love that there's a fucking RoboCop centaur.
That's a spoiler. Shit.
It's literally in the trailer. Like,
they did.
The first thing that comes up on the IMDb page.
Oh, damn it! That is. They're all like historic figures. So you're like, RoboCop. Who the hell is that? When you hear the names, you're like, they're not doing this. It's really funny stuff. So it's like, who's in it? Abe Lincoln's in it. George Washington, Sam Adams. I'm missing a bunch. Thomas Edison is in it.
And apparently, is it Nighthawk? Is Nighthawk the American Indian guy from
oh my god, what's his
Mortal
name?
Kombat?
What?
Nightwolf is, yeah.
Nightwolf, yeah.
What's his name in the movie? Was it?
I don't remember.
Geronimo. That's his name in the movie. His name is Geronimo.
This trailer just looks fucking ridiculous.
And that's what this is. This is a movie that's like, do not take it seriously. It knows it's not taking itself seriously. It is literally a comedy through and through, and it just tries to be. It's there to make you laugh. There's references to modern day stuff in the movie about the founding of America. So it's that. I don't even know what else to talk about it. Like it's just funny stuff. Like it's like a bunch of references to movies, comic book culture. I mean, there's the climax one has so many Avengers fucking like parallels. You're like, oh, it's like he's doing Thanos stuff or stuff. It's there. It's a pop culture like parody, but of the founding of America. The voice actors are fantastic. Channing Tatum plays George Washington. Sam Adams is played by I forget his name, but Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I told you Pimento.
Oh, Pimento. Yeah.
Olivia Munn is.
I don't remember his real name. I just know him as Pimento.
Yeah, same. I always forget his name. Olivia Munn plays Thomas Edison. Yeah, Brian. Yeah, I know you did that weird face. Olivia Munn plays Thomas Edison. Who else we got on there? Will Forte plays Abe Lincoln.
I like him.
Simon Pegg plays the antagonist. Simon Pegg what's his name? Benedict Arnold? No. Am I getting that name wrong? I think it's Benedict Arnold.
Let's look.
There's a bunch of other. I don't know if it's a bunch. I think I just named most of them.
Benedict Arnold?
Yeah, or
I don't see a Benedict Arnold in here. Who did they play?
Simon Pegg, isn't it? I don't know if it's
Simon Pegg plays King James.
King James. Then who does Benedict Arnold?
I don't.
There's another famous name. I don't think it's Benedict Arnold. I think I'm getting the character name wrong.
Oh, Benedict Arnold is Andy Samberg.
Samberg's in it too. Yeah, there you go. Playing Benedict Arnold.
Jake Peralta.
Yeah.
You're a genius.
It's great. I don't know. It's a fun time. Like it's if you need something to laugh at, it does. I don't think you can go through. Here's the challenge. I want you and Brian to watch it and see if you don't laugh at all throughout the entire movie. Not once. And I mean, this counts as laughing. Try not to do that. Because it's just so dumb. Have you ever seen someone do something so dumb you can't stop the laughter because it's just dumb? I don't know what you're talking about, but like, it's that. If you ever just need like a pick me up or something, it's just dumb, in a good way, like in a very entertaining way. No, I don't mean I took up most of the spotlight here. What do you think?
Pretty much covered everything.
There's definitely one of those where you come out with a favorite character. So who did you end up being your favorite? And don't say Edison. Just in case.
I can't say Edison.
When you watch the movie, you'll know. Oh, I forgot to... Real quick. Randall, go watch Castlevania. There's a character that is you. Okay? And by that, I mean the fighting. It is you. Brian, you should know. Well, it was near the end. He's got 2 fucking small axes. That fight was ridiculous, and it's you. Continue.
That whole episode... One more sentence for Castlevania. That whole episode... I don't even know what to say besides... My reaction was, yo...
Yeah,
for
back
20
to
minutes.
back. It was crazy.
I'm guessing he must have got bodied.
Randall, he earned his stripes. That's what I'm telling you.
2 small axes.
Yes. Kelsey, you can't tell me you forgot that fight. It's near the end. He has 2 small axes.
I'll message you.
Yeah, he'll message you. I don't want to spoil it. Go ahead. But go ahead for America, not Castlevania, sorry.
I don't know what I was saying.
Well, your favorite character was?
Bro. It probably would be Thomas Edison.
You fuck. Because of the close relation to what the parody she is?
I don't know. Maybe because she was written to be different from what she originally is.
Gotcha.
And all the different parodies made about her with the whole science versus magic.
Okay.
That stuff was funny.
That's fair. I don't even know if I think my favorite will be what's his name? The racist.
That's the one I hate the most.
Why?
You talking about Adam's Uncle Sam?
No, the racist. What they think is racist.
Oh, the one with the horse.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh. But I don't know why. His was funny to me because he was just like there for the ride. Like he's like, oh, I'll help you guys, and he's just his relationship with the horse. Anywho, I don't know. I definitely recommend watching this. It's a nice little small like a comedy. It was like what, an hour and a half?
I think so.
Maybe that. I don't remember the runtime, but it went by quickly. The pacing's really fast. They hit the jokes pretty quickly. It's a good old time, I think.
The bro stuff was funny.
The bro stuff was definitely really funny. With the fucking barbells coming out of nowhere. It's one of those movies where like they'll draw jokes in there and don't pay attention. Like they won't mention it. So if you just like watch the movie like by like I don't know like watch it on a separate monitor or something, you'll miss some of the jokes. Like you have to like scan the frames and like look to see what small little jokes they made in the environment or someone in the background's like animating like or whatever the case, or maybe someone looks like a certain celebrity or something. Like it's one of those like hidden stuff in the back where you got to pay attention. I don't know. It's a recommendation. I definitely recommend it for me. How about you? Mm-hmm. Same. Absolutely. Good old time. Let's keep it moving here. Kelsey, did you find out who it is yet, or?
Yeah. I was like, I was trying to like think of when this fight happened, and then he sent me a picture of the guy, and I'm pretty sure he was one of the vampires, in the castle.
Yeah.
And now I remember what he's talking about.
That I'm telling you that I think that entire episode was just. I think Brian, when we finished the episode, when the credits came up, Brian's like, "That's where all the budget went to," and it was so the fight scenes.
Does this guy remind you of me?
He's got your moveset. Your number one moveset. There you go. But the way he uses it, Randall, you're You know how when we first played played Skullgirls, and you were like, "Yo, I don't have your money" or something. When you told me that, you're gonna say that to what he does to the person at first, and you're like, "What the fuck?" He got combos, and there's this human character that has combos. You're gonna love it, Randall. The fighting, I think you'll enjoy. Again, it's not gonna be like fluid 3D fight scenes, but it's gonna be dope. You're gonna definitely enjoy yourself.
Randall, 2 face mushes, 1 season.
The thing, I guess, Randall, you do need to. The gore is ridiculous now, so that might gross you out a bit, but
more than Invincible.
Ryan, you saw Invincible, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't say so.
Not more than in that episode of Invincible. Think, Mark, that episode, nothing's gonna be that bad. But besides the other episodes, then yes, it's more than that.
You know the first episode, the last half, when the music cuts and shit got real in Invincible? I would say maybe around there.
Yeah, I can say that. But that's that. All right. Hey, Brian, I forgot to put that on this fucking thing. Tell us about Crumb Ice Melt.
All right, so Boomer, I still don't remember how I heard this one song from I think it's a whole band called Crumb named Trophy. Maybe someone showed me. I don't know anymore. I don't even know my address sometimes. But it played, and the summary of it was: imagine taking LSD while at an airport jazz lounge, and mid-song it kicks in.
Okay.
Game of the year.
Yeah, sounds like it.
It's up there for if I were to do just songs of the year, I'd put it up there.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, they have a whole album out this year and this song's in it? Gotta listen. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's 10 or so songs and it's like half an hour total playtime. Let me load up Spotify to see how many of the songs I ended up hearting. I can sum this up pretty quickly. It's going to be a similar review as to when I reviewed Tame Impala, The Slow Rush.
Uh-huh.
This is going to, if this description, if this sounds interesting to you or you go aiming for this kind of music, just hit play because it's not even a long commitment of time. Imagine Tame Impala, which is very, their older stuff was more psychedelic indie rock. So imagine that. Imagine what sounds like jazzy instrumental, like the drum patterns and the bass, right?
Right.
And then imagine while you're tripping on indie rock, the singer sounds like a jazz lounge female singer.
Oh shit!
Interesting.
Okay.
What's this called?
Crumb.
Ice Melt by the band's Crumb. So let me see. There's 10 songs. I only didn't heart 3 of them.
Dang. Okay, so it has bangers.
It's a journey thing. Like you play it,
and you just sit back.
Like Tame Impala. You play an album, and I just started the album, and then there's no music playing because the album ended. You're like, what the fuck just happened?
Okay.
I have to give this one a listen then.
Yeah, I'm behind the music, so I'll definitely add this and give that a playthrough. You feel me, player?
I don't really know what else to say. I enjoyed my time with this album.
It sounds like it's an experience. Like can you individually play a song, or is it one of those they all run into each other and you just gotta listen to the whole project?
You can listen to them separately, and it's still gonna be an acid trip. But
okay.
The album is just they extended it for half an hour.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right.
My mic is getting staticky when I talk. In what way?
For me, I don't know if it's doing the same thing for Anthony, but every time you talk, especially when you get kind of more higher pitched, it starts having that you're kind of blowing into the mic type scenario.
Maybe because my fan.
Now, I don't hear the fan. It's just whenever you talk, it sounds like you're over the radio.
It starts crackling a little bit. I thought it was just my head. I thought it was my headphones. I don't know. You heard it too.
I was waiting for him to finish so I could ask you about it. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't just me.
There's a good chance it is me clipping a bit because I did make it louder by accident. My interface has been disrespecting me in the way that I'll set my settings, right?
Yeah.
out of nowhere, it'll just get louder and it'll stay there unless I redo my settings. And I just left it there because people said they can hear me better. So there's a good
Alright.
chance
That's so
it's
weird.
me. It's me clipping a bit.
Okay.
It's always when my computer goes like no issues, I get the roguelike dice roll and something has to go wrong.
That's fair.
Yeah, if you like the things I said, you're probably gonna like this. If you like Tame Impala, more so their older stuff, but if you like the new like Slow Rush,
Yeah.
you probably like this. They're like jazzy female singers, you probably like this. You just like you like indie rock, you like psychedelic music, you're gonna probably gonna like this. If you have 29 minutes and 32 seconds of free time, you're probably gonna like this.
I mean, it sounds like it's worth just listening to the half hour to,
Yeah.
I mean, most people have half an hour to do something like eating breakfast, or
No
lunch or
facts.
something.
Let me hit you with the facts. You're in it. You got it.
It definitely sounds like it's worth at least a single listen through.
If you want to save even more time, just listen to the song Trophy that's on the album. If you're like, I fuck with this, there's a good chance you'll like the rest of the album.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
I recommend it.
I'm gonna give that. I'll give it a listen to. Crumb. I'm gonna take the stage again, real quick, because I don't want to spoil this, because people are waiting for the English version of this. Megalobox Season 2 has been airing. It finished airing the Japanese dub with English subtitles. It's on Hulu, if you wanted to check it out, or the internet. So, go and check that out.
You seem to be on a like a boxing movie or a boxing show high.
I don't think you understand. Yes, but the thing is, I for my lunch I watch anime, and I watch this sometimes with my coworkers. So, and we basically watch the one that we're watching now is Fighting Spirit. It's like a really long, like 90s anime.
Okay.
And we just finished watching that, and then Megalobox we found out because I rewatched it when Randall and Brian finished watching the first season, and then I rewatched it with my coworkers to watch it. And then when we finished it, we were in the middle of watching this boxing movie or anime. Season 2 of Megalobox started airing, and we're like, "Fuck it, we're throwing it in rotation," and we just kept watching that. Holy shit! Megalobox Season 2. It's called Nomad. There's a time jump between the ending of the first one and now, and shit has happened in between. Again, I can't spoil it. This is where the first season really focused on reaching the top of Megaloboxing. This is heavily focused on character development, redemption arcs. There is Megaloboxing. There is like still business politics happening in the background. Like, you guys remember Sharada, the company that was doing the Megaloboxing before? Kels, have you seen this before, the first season?
No.
Okay. Well,
no, I've heard really good things about Megalobox, but I've never actually seen it.
Gotcha. So Megaloboxing is a type of boxing where you go into the ring with like normal boxing rules, but you're wearing like exoskeletons. And that became more and more popular because a company called Sharada Industries, I forgot what Sharada, was pushing that hardware so they could sell it to military. And the way they can show it off is obviously boxing, to see how effective it is. I'm not going to spoil the first season for you because you should definitely go watch that, because there's other arcs happening in the middle. Season 2, even that company and the owner have had their arcs because there's been a time gap, and now they're focusing on other things, while this new company called Roscoe is up doing their own science research with human bodies and things like that, and now that's affecting the boxing world in a certain way. With characters in there having their own arcs and their own backstories and things like that. A lot of it in this season is heavy character development. Time has gone by. The kids you've seen in the first season have grown up somewhat. They're having their own bullshit happening. What's his name? Joe's gone through some shit that you'll start catching up as the season goes on and see what happens. There's new boxers out. There's returning characters that from the first season. It's mostly an emotional ride.
I think that's interesting. I think it's interesting they start using exoskeletons but it doesn't look like they actually wear anything like any sort of guard or anything.
They don't.
You know?
And when people get fucked up here, they get fucked up.
Yeah, because like even like in a normal boxing match, like you can get pretty fucked up. You know, people die. Like, you know, I can't imagine being hit with an exoskeleton and actually being able, like one clean hit with an exoskeleton, and that should be it. Like that's there shouldn't be. Oh, he gets back up. No, like he's dead. That's it.
A lot of it's like that, and then there's again, since it's like a boxing anime, there's this hidden stat of willpower, or even if you get hit with some crazy fucking hit, the willpower comes up, the fighting spirit, if you will, which we'll get to later. It's in there. If you like the first season of Megalobox, it is a sort of departure in a way. What's the main focus, but it doesn't disappoint.
Is there a big gap in time between the ending of the first season and the start of the second?
Yes, it's been years because the kids grown up by the time they come back to the second season. Like some time has passed. I think 7 years, if I remember, or 6, something like that. This is one of those. Go for it.
No,
oh, you don't want the.
It's a question of if a certain character shows up again.
Gotcha. This is one of the shows I'm probably going to rewatch again once the dub is out, because there's some performances I want to see the English people do. Because there's some heavy ass fucking scenes in this, so there's definitely I want to see because I saw the first season with the English dub. So Brian, I'm not going to answer anything that's going to be spoilers. So
no, it's not. It's a question about the first one, and it's just a language thing. You watched the first one in Japanese, right?
The first season, no, in English.
You watched the first season in English?
Dub, yeah. I got the New York voice. Remember, you told me to watch it in dub.
Okay, never.
Because of his coach.
Because I wanted to know. In the English dub, there's a Hispanic character, and they actually, Spanish he's speaking it. Like they stay true to their ethnicity in the first season.
Which is another reason why I want to hear the dub in this one, because a good portion of it is actually the majority of it is Spanish themed. Spanish boxers are in it. Joe runs into a Spanish community. Like there's more Hispanics in this. Even like the names of the episodes are in Spanish. The music that plays is a lot of like Mexican guitar. Like it's heavily Hispanic inspired.
So, in the sub, do they speak Spanish? Those characters, or is it Japanese all the way through?
It's Japanese all the way. Sometimes they'll have like a saying in Spanish because this will be like I'm Spanish, you know. But like, I want to hear the English dub to see if like they get Spanish people to do it. So I cannot recommend this more. Megalobox was awesome the first season. The first season I had to rewatch it because the first time I tried to watch it, I could not get into it, and then I stuck with it, and it definitely came back for me. Season 2 is just it hits. I definitely recommend it. Soundtrack's fantastic because it's a different. I mean, we still have some of the returning like namesakes, like the boom, like the old cool hype up music comes back, but it's dope. Go and watch Megaloboxing. It's on Hulu now. But I guess if you watch the first one dub, wait, because if the performances match, you know it's gonna be dope.
The game of the year.
I've been watching more anime this year, so I don't know, because what else did I watch this year for anime? Megalobox of this. Ted Lasso, yeah, also. I watched Mob Psycho, which we'll get to.
Isn't Ted Lasso supposed to come out this year, the second season?
In like a month, or I think this month. I don't know how many weeks. We're like weeks away, if I'm not mistaken.
Side question: we don't know anything about if there's another season for Fleabag, right?
She's done with it. I think she ended it with 2. I think, because when you look it up on like database internet sites, it aired from this date to this date, like it's done. So I don't know if she's gonna make more. Watch Doro Hedoro, Anthony. I started it with Janiana, so we just gotta finish it.
Watch Carol on Tuesday.
And that too. Brian, speaking of, we're talking about anime at this point. He's made more animes besides just Carol on Tuesday. The director of Cowboy Bebop. I'll give you a list. TikTok came up.
Space Dandy's one of them.
Space Dandy's one of them. TikTok came up with like, other stuff that this director's made, and it's like 5 other ones.
Is he freezing for you?
Yeah.
Oh no, I missed my upload speed.
You were stuck like like that for.
It wasn't freezing. You just went heavily T-Pain on me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then it was like, and then they were, and then you caught up, and I was like, oh, okay, is that what we're doing? Got it. Cool.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna be finishing up Doro, but it's whenever we find time to sit down and watch it, Megalobox, absolutely. Go check that out. It was awesome. This season 2. I don't know. Go ahead, Brian.
If you watch it, Kelsey, do yourself a service and watch it dubbed.
Okay.
Yeah.
It gave me heavy fucking Cowboy Bebop goes boxing vibes.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
And there's a character that looks like, imagine if Android 16 had white hair. Needless to say, it's my favorite character.
Yeah. I feel you on that. All right, and that's that. I highly recommend season 2 of Megalobox. Whew. Let's move on here. Kelsey, I need you to either add on or remove the hype from Attack on Titan. Because you've caught up, I think, right? That's what you put on here? 3 and 4.
So the first half of season 4 is done. We have to wait till 2022 for the second half of season 4. Okay. So you remember you watched Game of Thrones, right?
Yes.
And how as it progressed, the season got shittier.
The last 3, I think, seasons were okay, what are we doing? But the first 3 or 4, I'm in,
Okay. Well,
oh no.
This is much more like Breaking Bad. So
let's go. Let's go.
So there is a huge twist.
Around season 3 or something, or
yeah, I don't remember because I started in the middle of season 2, and then I think it was in season. I can't remember if it was in season 3. I think it was in season 3 that the twist kind of came, and it plays really well into the world building and everything, and you actually get to see the characters. You get to see the characters grow up some over the first 2 seasons, but then seasons 3 and 4, they really are they're getting older, maturing, moving up the chain of command, that kind of stuff. This is just fire all the way through, dude.
Okay.
100% amazing. Okay.
It keeps getting better and better. I love it. Okay.
Yes.
So the hype is justified. It's not like people are just going crazy.
No, it is very much justified. When the twist comes, you're like, what the fuck? What is going on? What is happening? And then as it starts to progress, you're like, oh, okay, I can get behind this. And then shit just starts to get even more real than it was before. Bigger battles, more information,
better pizza,
the works. It is incredible.
Okay, nice, good. Because me and Randall finished watching the first season. And I haven't started the second one yet, but once we get into it, we're probably gonna keep going. I guess once 3 hits, we're just gonna keep fucking.
I mean, 2 is lit. Every season is completely lit. It gets that feeling that you get in season 1 where it's just you're wanting to know more. It's hype. Shit starts going real, and then season 2 it hits again when you're just more shit happens. You're like, no, what the hell is going on? And then season 3 they start really hitting you with a whole bunch of information, and then season 4 they're really trying to start wrapping it all up. So we'll see how the second half goes. They do definitely leave you with a kind of a cliffhanger in the middle of season 4.
Damn it.
At the very end, because it's literally half a season. So, but it's still 16 episodes or something.
Oh, that's crazy that's almost a full season.
Why
do they say it's half?
Let me look at this up real quick. 16 episodes. So the first season is 25, second season is 12, and then the third season had 2 halves as well, 12 and 10 for a total of 22. This one's got 16 that ranged from December of last year to March of this year, and then the supposedly the second half of it's going to come out in 2022, but it doesn't have a definitive date yet. But the hype is real. The show is incredible. Like the storytelling, the fights, everything about it is just amazing.
Okay, sorry, my thing wasn't messing up. Okay, anyway, okay, good. That's because I think last year it's been like, yo, Attack on Titan's like the greatest shit on the planet. I'm like, okay, whoa, back up, and everyone's been getting super hyped for it. And then I rewatched the first season. And I'm like, they could be true because this first season I completely forgot. This shit is hype. So if it's continued to gone upward, then I mean I've watched that show. It's called like you said, Breaking Bad.
Yeah, their first season is probably their weakest season. If I'm going to be honest.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
I highly recommend watching
3 and 4
as soon as possible. Binging whatever you can. Like season 2 is only 12 episodes. Definitely give that a watch. If you lose interest in season 2, it's probably not gonna make a difference in season 3 and 4. But there is like a whole new world building experience in seasons 3 and 4, and you get flooded with information. They answer a lot of the questions. Provide backstory to all sorts of characters and the world and everything else. Like it is absolutely incredible.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm in. I mean, I was in when I rewatched the first season. So then, absolutely.
So you've seen the picture where they draw, like for Game of Thrones, where they draw, and it's like this. They start with the horse, and it's like this really amazing, detailed rear end of the horse, and then as it gets progressively, as it goes on, it gets progressively worse until it's like a stick figure.
It gets like derpier as it goes.
Yeah. So there's one for Attack on Titan, and it starts out with like the same one for the horse, but then it gets more detailed, and then more detailed, and then it's a flaming horse that's like got armor and shit on it, and it just looks fan-fucking-tastic. That's basically what happens.
Okay, good. All right, so you confirmed for me. I gotta keep it. We gotta keep it moving then. I saw the first season, and then we just haven't gotten back to it. So we're gonna continue the train then. Okay.
You should definitely try and make time for a couple episodes a night because it is well worth it.
Gotcha. Oof. And we're on animation binge right now, dude. They're killing it right now. Castlevania. Now we got Attack on Titan. Ooh, Megalobox, Vinland Saga. That was the other one for this year that I watched. I think it was Vinland Saga I saw earlier this year.
I gotta finish that. I'm like several episodes in, and I don't know, stopped.
It's slow paced.
Watch JoJo.
I gotta watch JoJo too. Yeah.
What is it? You mentioned Game of Thrones. That's what reminded me of Vinland Saga because it's an anime Game of Thrones. Until the end, when I'm like, oh, this was just the prologue. I'm like, holy shit. So much happens, but again, it's a lot of dialogue, some battles. It's very like world building kind of thing, politics and stuff. Anywho, Randall, I need you to tell me about something real quick. You know what I'm saying? I think it was you. Hold on, let me double check. It is absolutely you. Do you have a werewolf within you? What do you mean? Oh, you do?
The reason I watched this movie is because the main guy is in Tomorrow War, and it has the AT&T girl in it. That was my main reason for watching this.
Oh, I didn't know she did. The AT&T
Vanessa Vantrub.
Milana Vaintrub.
What is it?
Milana Vaintrub.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, okay. I didn't know she had like other. I didn't know she was in movies. Okay, good for her. Oh shit. But here's a but coming in. That was but this movie was hot garbage, was it? Oh no.
I'm trying to think of the circumstances in which you should watch this movie.
Oh shit. Okay.
It looks like it's a comedy.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, just from the
poster?
Just looking from a poster, yeah, it just looks like it's a comedy, and then the trailer shows him and the way that the color scheme and his stance and everything, it just looks like it's going to be a comedy.
Oh, this is a movie based off a game.
Yeah, Ubisoft.
Oh, an Ubisoft title. Hold on. What game is this from? Werewolves Within. That's why she's in this. I think I've seen her in the trailer for this. Yep, I can send you guys a link. It's a game. It's called Werewolves Within.
Hit me up.
Nice. Okay. Well, I'll send you guys this in the chat real quick. That's what happened here. I put it in the podcast call. Got it. Because I heard this was coming out. I don't know it was already out. I thought it was in development or it was in production or whatever. Okay. Well, go ahead. Sorry to cut you off. So, girl.
What you do? 32.
3430? Waist up? Yeah.
Those are my measurements.
I have to go donate that. Do you still have the bag with your stuff? Okay. Okay.
Mic her up.
Nah, she's downstairs doing some stuff, so.
I guess if you're intrigued,
I don't understand.
give it a watch.
Give it a watch. So, but like, did you laugh? Oh, hold on. If it was a comedy, did you laugh? Was there funny stuff or no? Did it, as a comedy, did it do what it's supposed to do? Did you out there going, I was entertained, I got some laughs in? Or were you just like stone cold face, like, that's not funny? Nope, they tried. Nope. Oh my God, you had to think about that too?
I don't recall laughing.
Oh my, so because the type of, I'm trying to figure out like a plus here. Because the type of humor that it is, like is it dry humor or something?
It's humor that you can see coming from a mile away, so therefore it isn't funny.
Oh, I see. Like the setup is like clear, like you see the setup, you know what the punchline's gonna be?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Even with like trying to figure out, because it's like a mystery movie where you have to figure out who's the one that's the werewolf.
Oh, but then you kind of...
But you figure it out like...
right away?
At least I did. And I'm not usually the type of person to like even try looking for that stuff. I usually just...
Let it happen?
Yeah, just watch the movie and enjoy it for what it is. But even I figured it out. Like it wasn't even me figuring it out. It was like, oh, this person must be it.
Do you think maybe after a few drinks or you're on cloud nine, would you enjoy it more?
I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know? Got it. I don't know about this. Sounds like a pass. This sounds like a hard pass. So you wouldn't recommend this then? No. Hard pass? Well, there you have it.
I mean, even what's her name, Milana? She wasn't. I mean, she was one of the main characters, but they didn't show her enough for me to be like, yeah, you should watch this movie.
Oh, okay. So that sounds like she dies early then.
No, it's just that she's like they do a good job at sharing the camera with everybody. So, I mean, everyone has an even amount of time on camera.
Okay. That's fair. All right, then that's just nice and simple. We'll keep it moving then, you know. How about Till Death? We'll go with that. You can get some more airtime here, man. You know.
Oh, the new Megan Fox movie.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound positive.
Yeah, this man did not have a good week then watching this shit.
So.
Besides America, the motion picture, watch it.
I'm going to preface this by saying that something I wasn't aware of is like apparently a lot of people have saying Megan Fox wasn't a good actress. I never knew if she was or she wasn't. I mean, the only things that I've ever seen her were like Transformers and I think Jennifer's Body.
That's what I was gonna say. There was one where she was playing like like in a horror movie and she was like the antagonist or something.
Yeah.
Well, most of the stuff she's only just eye candy and that's it. Like that's literally the whole reason that she's around.
So I before watching this movie, I had did some research on it. Oh, I wouldn't really call it research. I just like read some stuff like to find out what people thought of it, and then I came across an article of somebody reputable saying that she finally has been given her chance to show her talent.
Uh-huh.
And what really made me watch this movie was when I went on Rotten Tomatoes and I saw the ratings for it. I was like, okay, yeah, I need to check this out.
It was high for both, or
yeah, it was high for both. Like I think like the critics gave it like a 90 something or 80 something. I think it was like a 90 something, like 93, and the people gave it like a 78.
Okay.
So I watched it and I'm not going to say I was thoroughly surprised because I never thought she was a bad actress, but it was a good movie. It was a really good movie. It wasn't like oh man, you need to watch The Quiet Place, but it was like this is a good movie. You should watch it because it has good acting in it. And the story, like the plot is
it's enticing.
Original.
Okay, it's original. A lot of supporting actors, or is it just like her doing the heavy lifting here?
So the guy that was in Batman v Superman that was about to set Martha on fire.
Okay.
He's the main antagonist, him and his brother.
Oh, okay.
It's not really that many people in it because it's one of those movies where it's like just a few amount of actors and actresses that give a good performance. Kind of like Cloverfield Lane.
10 Cloverfield Lane. You ain't gotta tell me. 3 fucking people the entire movie. 4 people technically they're the movie, but
so just to give a quick what the plot of the movie is, it's basically she's in a marriage that sucks, and her and her husband are not doing well. It's their anniversary, and he decides to surprise her by taking her to like a lake house. I'm assuming it's their lake house that they've been to before. He dresses the place up, with candles and roses and all that stuff like that or whatever. And, of course they do their thing. And then the next morning.
These pants have humbled me. I was like 34, it's gotta pay.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. My program's working.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Oh, so he said he dresses the place up, candles and all that stuff like that. They do their thing, and then the next morning she wakes up, and he has handcuffed her to him.
What the hell?
Yeah, like you would think like, oh, he into some morning kinky stuff.
Yeah.
He says a few words to her, and then he literally just takes out a revolver and blows his brains out.
What the fuck?
So the rest of the movie is her dragging around this carcass, trying to get free of it. And while that happens, some very bad people, show up to the house. So she has to hide from them with the carcass.
Oh, okay.
And he planned this whole thing out, the husband, I mean. So like anything that she needed to cut the cuffs, he removed from the house.
That's the first thing I was gonna say. I'm like, yo,
he took her phone while she was in the sleep and put it in the water so it doesn't work. He siphoned out the gas out of the truck so she can't drive the truck.
Okay.
She should have broke her thumb.
I'm
you mean
sure
it's not breaking it? It's just dislocating, right?
Either way, it's not something that you do every day.
Neither is getting handcuffed to a corpse.
Well, I mean, he's saying like, can you dislocate your thumb right now?
I know how to. I won't, but I know how to.
She might not know how to, and she can't look it up because her phone's gone.
Okay. Proceed.
One question for you, Randall. So I guess this leads to: did she do a lot of things stupid, or is this another movie? Everything was smart. Got it
the whole way.
Okay, good. Go ahead.
She was intelligent. But that's pretty much the movie, man.
It's her trying to survive that situation.
Yeah, like
nice.
A large majority of the beginning of the movie has to do with her trying to figure out how can she get free of this dead body.
Yeah, and then
then midway through the movie, then the situation gets worse with
the antagonist and coming in. Nice. Okay, I'm intrigued. I gotta see how this ends out. Was it a satisfying ending at least?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
One certain thing happened that I wish didn't happen, but it did. So
okay. Gotcha. Okay, that's fair. So it sounds like it's recommended then.
Yeah, I recommend it.
Ooh, we got a lot of recommendations today. We're going in. All right, boys. It's time for me to talk about a specific type of spirit. You hear me? Do you guys hear me loud and fucking clear?
Yeah, is it a psycho spirit?
No, close. This is the fighting spirit. The Japanese name of it, I think, is Hajime no Ippo. But in the English translation for the title is Fighting Spirit. It is a story about a kid named Ippo Makanauchi. Is a high schooler, I think it is. Anywho, quiet kid. He lost his father years ago, so he helps his mom with the fishing. With they have like a fishing business. She helps her. He helps her a bunch with that. Goes to school. Quiet kid, does okay in school. Gets bullied, whatever the case is. So one day, while he was getting bullied, a man by the name of Takamura, I forgot his last name. No, that's his last name. Something Takamura. I forgot his first name. I'm sorry. Catches him getting bullied, so he takes care of the bullies for him, and he shows off his fucking boxing prowess. And then the kid's like, isn't that what Megaloboxing, the Megalobox was inspired by? Maybe. I don't know what inspired Megaloboxing. Or Megalobox. So yeah, then the kid asks Takamura, how do I, become a boxer, and how do I become strong, and whatever the case is. And he's like, all right, so here's what we're going to do. I want you to do something for me. So he goes up to a tree and like hits the tree, and a bunch of leaves start falling. And he's like, if you can grab, I think, was it 5 or 10 on each hand? So like, let's say leaves are falling, you throw it out, grab a leaf, and then with the same hand, with the leaf in your hand, grab another one without dropping the ones you have for each hand. Okay. And that became him practicing that until he was able to do it. Spoilers. And Takamura was like, all right, just come to the gym, and the kid's career in boxing began from the bottom, I guess. This is the first season, by the way. There's 3 seasons. This is the first season, which is like 76 episodes, because back in the 90s, they didn't have seasons. They just kept airing until they were canceled or they ended. So the first season, 76 episodes. And that's mostly it. It's basically Ippo's, not only Ippo's, which is, I guess, a pro for this show is, a majority of it is Ippo becoming a boxer, but they have supporting supporting characters that have their own arcs and their own matches and like their victories and their losses, and you go through that. Except spoilers, Takamura. That's one of my cons. Takamura has not caught an L yet in this first season, and I don't like that. Because he's just like I'm the best at everything and there's nothing to shut him up. I hate that, because at that point, you're just me. You know what I'm saying? I'm winning all the time, and that's boring. So Ippo had that same thing in this first season, where he was just literally knocking everyone out. And I'm like, it got boring watching his matches. I'm like, he's going to win. And he ended up winning, always with a knockout. The fighting spirit comes out. There was nothing on the line until, I'm not gonna say which fight it was, but he does end up losing, and they go through the motions of what it is to lose a boxing match when you're like that hot, or when you're this kid who's got his, he's got like all this momentum going on. How do you feel towards yourself? Do you feel like a failure, like the failure thing going on? And I'm like, finally, some actual depth here. And that's the majority of it for that first season, is him trying to become the best he can. He's a featherweight, by the way, class, so you start meeting a bunch of boxers. What I like about it is like there's not many like asshole boxers that he fights. So every new like opponent that he faces, when it comes time to the match, you don't know who to vote, who to root for, because they all have like their own backstories. You either connect with them and you're like, oh, I want him to win, instead of the main character, and you're like, oh shit. And then sometimes they do win, and Ippo loses after that first initial loss that he finally took so long to to lose. And that's like the favorite character. My favorite characters aren't even is not even Ippo. Like it's the support. Like there's better characters out. I guess opponents or other people in his class, or even not even in his featherweight class, that are like, oh, these guys are awesome. They have their own techniques or something. Miata.
Counterpunch.
Yeah, counterpunch. It's this close. It's like Miata and or Sendo. He's the one that looks like Gary Oak. The Tiger. He's like the fired up, super passionate boxer.
Oh.
They call him Rocky. No? Okay. It's those two. It's those two for me.
I've seen random episodes because a friend of mine is showing another friend of mine. And that would come in at random times.
I see. I highly recommend it, especially for those like people who like the old like 90s aesthetic. Like it's a 90s anime, so watching those old like 4:3 aspect ratio animes with the it's just that art style. It's just awesome to watch. It's very nostalgic. The English dub I like a lot, to the point where like I'm watching season 2 and they did not dub season 2 because they were having like money issues, so they didn't even bother getting it dubbed. And I miss the English voiceovers. Like it matched them. The coach's voice matched them. They have like the New York accent type of talk for that first season, and it's great. I enjoyed it a lot. And that's for that first season. I highly recommend it, man. It's like, especially if you haven't seen like an old classic 90s anime, there's a lot of heartwarming spots. A lot of like hype boxing matches that are you like, oh shit, they can go either way. There is some weird shit with Takamura, and I say weird because who's she fighting out there?
Did you hear it?
Yeah, what was that? Hold on, Randall will be right back. Either my house is falling apart or she's fighting someone else there. Oh, she dropped something.
So she's trying to destroy your house.
Yeah, she's just wrecking it. I don't know. Just kidding. She loves that he came out and not me, because I asked him to. Mic her up.
You got it.
Yeah, we're done. Oh my gosh. What was I talking about?
Takamura.
Yeah. There's some stuff that airs on these shows that will not fly now. For some reason, the running gag in the show is that Ippo has a massive cock. I don't know what it is. And Takamura just grabs it. There's a bunch of scenes where he's just grabbing his... Yeah, Randall, I know you're making that face. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? There's
How else are you supposed to greet your friends?
It's very like weird. It's like because since it's back in like the 90s stuff, and then like watching it now, I'm like, this show would not have aired now, or it would have been heavily changed. But yeah, for some reason that's a thing. Ippo has like a massive cock. They make fun of him for it. Why? I don't know. And then also Takamura just likes messing with people, and if he's in the shower with you, he'll try to grab your cock. It's weird.
That's very what I do.
Well, then I'm not going I'm not doing that then, because I don't think you're gonna have the right tweezers to grab mine. So, I don't know. I highly recommend the show. I don't know why. The boxing stuff's cool. I learned a lot because I'm not a huge boxing like fanatic. I don't watch real life boxing at all, but they do have some like stuff where I'm like, oh, I don't know that's a thing that I think are based off real stuff. Like they mentioned like famous boxers and like techniques and things, and they apply it in the actual ring. So I think it's really cool. And that's it. That's Fighting Spirit, Season 1. I'm in the middle of watching the second season, which are a lot shorter. Like that 26 episodes instead of 76, which I guess makes sense.
Do you like Megalobox or Fighting Spirit so far more?
They're two different things. Megalobox seems like a well-done miniseries, like on HBO or something, where Fighting Spirit is like my comfort Dragon Ball Z. Oh, this week on... Like, it's a day in the life of Ippo, if that makes sense. So it's different. So it depends on my... It just depends. It's just what I watch while I'm eating. So it's entertainment enough to do that. Like, it's something like if Kelsey's, like, programming or something, or, like, gaming, or, like, if you're playing a turn-based game, you can have Fighting Spirit on, and You can just
not have
occasionally
to focus on it.
You don't have to like do too much focus on it. Where Megalobox, I would recommend full attention on. I don't know if that's like a diss to Fighting Spirit or not, but it's just what I'm thinking. He-Man in the chat says that's like watching Initial D, and they explain shit that I could have lived without knowing. Oh, sort of like that. Like in boxing, they get into in Fighting Spirit, they go into some stuff like how to throw proper punches, your stances, the speed, like footwork, the Dempsey roll stuff, like hard counters, things like, you know, fighting stuff, I guess, terminology and stuff. And how like the boxing world works with like getting matches, how the rankings work, different leagues challenging each other, stuff like that. I'm like, oh, okay, it's cool stuff that I didn't know before. It's dope. And I guess to end this here, because last but not fucking least,
Anthony, did you mob some psychos this weekend?
Shit, Mob Psycho 100. Yeah, I did. You know what I'm saying? Notable releases. Give me a second. I gotta update the things down here. Sorry, I messed that one up. Mob Psycho 100. I watched One Punch Man a long time ago. First season, second. There's 2 seasons out, right? For One Punch Man.
Yes.
Cool. After that season ended, we haven't gotten another one. And then I spoke with E-Man here in the chat, and he's like, yo, you should watch Mob Psycho 100, made by the same people. I'm like, okay, cool. Had it in my backlog for who knows how fucking long. And then I'm like, going through, I'm like, what do I need to watch? And I'm like, Mob Psycho. And then I happen to see Mob Psycho, and I'm like, fuck it, let's start Mob Psycho. I mean, because if it's made by the One Punch Man crew, I'm going to laugh. Boy, this does not disappoint. I watched it, first of all, I watched it in English dub, and I fucking prefer it that way, because I like their voices. And yeah, it's just funny shit. For me, it was like I was telling Kelsey off stream, but it's like if One Punch Man went, he is powerful, but it's not to the point where it's like that's the running gag. Like One Punch Man, that's the running gag. If he shows up, we're done with the fight.
Yeah.
Mobs is like, yes, that's the case, but it's not the running joke. It's just the world that they live in, the world of psychics and the world of telekinetic powers. That's like the funny. It's like, what the hell? No one can see these spirits. The spirits are fucking weird. There's a fight early on where like some mob uses his, like, he just gets. So Mob Psycho 100 is basically, the 100 is how emotional you are, how powerful. I guess not how powerful, but like very emotional people have telepathic powers is how they kind of explain it. And Mob is so strong that throughout the episodes and the seasons, you'll have a counter of how emotional he currently is. Like if he's in a like very stressful situation, it'll be like a big old number comes up, and once it hits 100, he's lost control, and now his emotions are flowing freely, and he's hitting some. He hit some guy so hard he was just butt naked by the end of the fight. You ever get hit with psychic powers that your ass cheeks are out, Randall? But it's all done tastefully in a really funny way. It always builds up to some joke or some sort of like, at least okay, I see what you did there, and it's all worth it. The character designs are really cool. Some of the ways they use the psychic powers are very creative. He-Man in the chest says the first ghost he kills is a guy who died from jumping too high from being scared by a roach, that he hit himself on the head and died. Exactly. Like you'll see spirits that have like the weirdest backstories. There's one where like a motorcycle gang died they had like a crazy accident inside of a tunnel, and now they just haunt that tunnel. And they go to exercise it, and like from a banana peel. Thank you. Somebody in the gang that were running, and they slipped on a banana peel, caused a crazy crash, and they all died. And now they just haunt the tunnel, and it's small little backstories like that to explain what's going on, and then they exercise and move on until like the overarching arc of what's happening kind of gets to forefront. Yeah, that's right. The characters, it's one of those like when you start off the show, it's like you only know a few characters, and by the end of the season you're like, oh, they have like a whole roster, and then by the end of season 2 they have even more, because one of those like some of the villains turn to good guys, or they show more of cool villains, with different types of powers. don't know. It's just a good time. Both seasons. Everyone has their own like. Not everyone. There's some characters that are like you're like, oh, this guy's just a clown and doesn't have like real depth to it. But by the end of the season, they have some sort of redeeming quality. What's up, Brian?
Favorite character and any characters you hated.
Favorite character is you meet him on. It's his master Reagan. That is by far my favorite character.
Guy, such a loser.
But you just yes.
Don't get me wrong. I get it. He's the comedic support.
Yes,
or the relief. You know, like the first couple episodes that I remember watching, it was just like stupid. You know, yes. But he has this arrogance and confidence about him where he's just like, yeah, I could do that, but Mom, why don't you go for it instead? This would be a good training exercise for you, you know?
He was like, oh, you can't see it, Master? And he's like, no, it's just too weak. I can't see weak spirits. And it's like, all right. And then when he does anything that normal humans do, like an elbow drop or some shit, it'll freeze frame and be like, this is one of Reagan's ultra super moves. And then he explains, like, he exercises it by doing that. And it's the narrator is in on the joke as well. Reagan's hilarious. But that's my favorite comedy character. My favorite, like, we out here to brawl. It's a villain. It's a chick. She has like yellow tights, and she's like a martial artist with psycho powers, and she's dope. And then there's other ones that are even cooler. Like some of them are really quick, like super fast. Some of them are like Brian's is gonna be the guy with a gun and sword. It's a dude with like glasses. He's like one of the smart dudes in the business suit. He has a sword and he shoots a gun, and I'm like, that's Brian's character. The Russian-looking lady. Yes, E-Man knows what I'm talking about. She's awesome to watch. Just fight the shit out of people. And yeah, it's just cool to see everyone's cool, like telepathic or psychic powers. I definitely recommend it, especially if you like One Punch Man. It's like a different take on it. It's heavily focused on the world of psychics and things like that. Oh, I'm lying again. That's my favorite fighting character. And then there's the Body Improvement Club.
You're lying again.
I'm lying again. Body Improvement Club is everything. It's literally just a bunch of dudes working out. But they support Mob that's their dude. Because Mob tries. He enlisted in that club. Yeah, even said they support him so much. It's like there's great dudes, you know? So the Body Improvement Club is probably my favorite character, and there's a gang of them. And there's one character that looks like they drew him inspired by Josuke from Part 4. He has I think the same hair. I don't know why. I guess it just looks like every time I see him, it reminds me of him. Yeah, he's from another school. He's from another school, and he's part of that school's Body Improvement Club. The show is just there to be funny, Brian. It doesn't make any sense, but it's great. I highly recommend that. He has a pompadour. Yeah, you're correct, Brian. Oh man, so yeah, it's a great time. It's like I think 12 episodes a season. There's just 2 seasons. It's easy to quickly just binge through because especially if you're watching it dubbed, you don't have to sit there and look at it the entire time. You can do something while you I had to think while I'm coding and stuff. I'll have it up and I can hear the jokes and quickly look at the stuff, like whatever I need to see. If they say something, I'm like, what the hell just happened? I gotta go check that out. Yeah. And then the final fight scene in the first season and the final fight scene at the end of the second season, all really cool stuff. Fast action, psychic shit happening, things being thrown at people, dodging, teleporting, it's crazy stuff. I recommend it. And I think that's probably why, because One Punch Man, it's cool to see some of them fight, and then One Punch Man, and then Saitama gets there, and then he just it's over. On these final fights, Mob, if it's a strong person, he also needs to think of how to get through it. It's not like he just goes, dead. For the smaller ones, yeah, but when it's near the end of the season, and he has to okay, how do I fucking fight this thing, you know?
In the first season of One Punch Man, there really aren't. It's not really fights. It's just everybody else getting their ass beat.
Yeah,
and then Saitama shows up. At least in season 2, it's there's some
other people doing stuff instead of them all getting their ass beat. The martial
But then when
arts
Saitama shows
tournament,
up, that's it.
Yeah, exactly. He says the most intense moment was the part with his parents. Yeah. There's definitely some intense parts in it, which makes sense. And also the relationship with his brother is also a huge thing in the first season. Which is like, okay, I kind of get that. And I don't know. I definitely recommend it. Give that a shot. It's got comedy. It has some certain dramatic scenes. Performances were great. I love the English dub in this. There's not much else to say on it. Go watch Mob Psycho until we get another One Punch Man season, or maybe another season of Mob Psycho. I'll be down with that too. And boys, we have reached the notable releases. Sorry, that was just me trying to get my chi in check. Unless I missed something. Well, we got through everything, right? Yeah, we did. I just gotta bump Nick's stuff for next week.
Yeah, you do.
This week, what we got releasing, we got Oddworld Soulstorm Day 1 auditions, which means I guess Oddworld comes out this week. A remastered version of A Plague Tale, Rain Island, Indigo 7, the DLC for Watch Dogs, where you play as Aiden Pierce, I think is his name, and some other stuff. Marvel's Rush, Indigo 7, I already said. My Might, I don't know what that means. Sam and Max, it's this time it's virtual. It's the name of the game. Farmers vs. Zombies, Schism 3, Infinite Golf 2, Crash Dive 3, Boomerang X, Monster Harvest, Rainy Night, Infinity Valley. Even it says next month is Psychonauts 2, yeah, which Game Pass, so we don't have to worry about buying it. Yeast 9, Monstrum Nox comes out this week. Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin. Fantasy Cards, Connect Bricks, Cyberflight, and Fancy the Frog. Rand, I know you were waiting for that. Right?
Mm-hmm.
For movies, we got Black Widow coming out this week. Finally, another Marvel Cinematic movie. Yeast Low, I had to go to therapy after I played one of those. I think Kelsey tried one of the Yeast games. Didn't you enjoy that?
I played it.
And Brian did too. Yeast?
Yeast?
Any game?
Yeah, I played the first. I played 2 of them.
Okay.
I don't think I finished the second one because I think I lost my file or something. And then I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this again.
Yeah, in an RPG, if you got too many hours and then you lose it, it's got to be a really fun fucking game to do it all over again.
It's depressing how difficult it is.
Part 2 of the Fear Street trilogy that Netflix is releasing is coming out this week, with the third one probably releasing next week because it's like a 3-week thing. How I Became a Superhero comes out this week. Meander, Running Against the Wind, Summertime, and The Loneliest Whale, The Search for 52. I'm just reading it. For movies, we got Half Waff. Or is that Waif? Is that an L? I don't know. Museum of Love, The Goon Sacks, and Wallflowers have new projects coming out this week. And then we'll see
this week as well. It's not on this website, but I believe Snow Allegra's album comes out this week.
Gotcha. Okay. You sure it's not an EP or something? Or like a single or something?
I think it's an album, but I don't know anymore.
Gotcha. Ooh. I mean, that's about it for the releases, bro. Wrap up. If you guys have anything else, I would never replay any of those if my file was deleted. Yeah, that makes sense. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we wrap up?
I don't know. I thought I saw a good game that was free this week on Epic. Gotta pull it up.
Okay, you can let me know then.
It'll friggin' load.
Don't you hate when you have a gigabit and anything's loading?
Well, their launcher is not exactly.
Oh, I thought you went to the website.
No.
My bad.
Spectrum Retreat apparently is what's free right now.
Okay.
I don't know anything about that, but the Bridge Constructor, The Walking Dead, and Iron Cast are free this week. Related this week.
I've been slacking on claiming stuff on Epic. I haven't done it in like maybe a month or 2.
I have a bot in my Discord, Brian, that alerts you. You just click the button.
It's not that I'm not alerted, is that when I get home I forget.
Oh, I see. You can do it from your phone.
Yeah, but it's not that I can't do it from my phone. Is that after I see it, I forget.
Okay. Well, I can't. I don't know how
that
else to
you
help you. Gotcha. Okay. Well, Randall, what are you doing this week?
Same things. Gym. Games.
Okay, that's fair. Wow, he had a streak where he was just saying prayer no problem, but I guess this is the week. You got a headache or something?
Mm-mm.
Oh, how you forgetting prayer? Oh, I forgot to do this. My fault. Right? Okay. Kelsey,
What's up?
what are you doing this week, homie?
I don't know, man. Probably I still have to watch those 3 Batman movies that I missed
Oh shit! Yeah,
last time.
I gotta watch Long Halloween. Randall.
Yeah, I got a Long Halloween. What were the other ones? So Long Halloween, Gotham by Gaslight, and
Yes.
there's one other one, the Gotham Knight, apparently from 2008.
Okay.
Gotta watch those. I also want to watch the Tomorrow War, so maybe that. And then Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard recently came out, which is the
Right.
second one,
From
and I
Hitman's
never saw the
Bodyguard.
first one, so I was gonna watch those 2 as well.
You'll enjoy it. The chemistry between Ryan and what's his name it's great in the first one.
Samuel Jackson.
Yeah,
And Samuel Jackson, yeah, it's great.
and I'll talk to you off air. Did you watch Rick and Morty this week already?
No, that's what I forgot to do today. Watch this week's episode. Because having a Monday off throws me off.
Yeah,
Because I usually watch it on a Monday. Because it came out yesterday, so I would watch it today. I gotta watch it.
yeah.
Is it dope?
Definitely give it a watch because I want to talk to you about it.
Okay, good. I'll watch it. Let's see if I can watch it then. We'll definitely message. Damn it! I knew I forgot to do something. Okay.
Lots of stuff to do.
Yeah, you ain't gotta tell me, bro. Brian, what you doing this week, buddy?
I don't know.
You're making me get cross, brother.
Tuesday and Thursday, I'm probably gonna stream. I have free time on the weekdays more so now, so unless I'm told to do otherwise, I'll probably stream something. I don't know what the schedule will be, so I can't promise you anything. But if I'm streaming, just know that we'll figure it out as I'm streaming what I'm gonna stream.
That's the best right there.
Wednesday, probably playing some, and then on Friday, fight night day, so I'll probably play more Strive. I don't know.
Okay.
Or whatever, unless someone wants. Again, it's one of those. It's gonna be a fighting game day. If I'm invited for something specific, it'll be that. If not, I'm gonna accidentally click Strive and pretend I know how to play Melia.
Okay, that's fair. That's what we could have played, Brian. We were asking what we should play. I should just download a Strive.
We got quality content instead.
Oh, we'll talk about it. When it's my turn here. Okay, is that all you're doing for the week?
To my knowledge, I don't know what the weekend's gonna entail.
Gotcha.
I don't know if anyone wants to do anything, play anything. I know that there's two battle rap events, and there's a fight on the weekend. I don't know if I'll do those or not.
Well, Black Widow comes out this weekend, so we'll probably watch it this weekend.
All right, so Black Widow's coming out this weekend, so we'll probably watch Black Widow.
Nice, you got it. What was I gonna tell you? Oh, what I'm doing this week. Sorry.
Anthony,
what's up, man?
Are you gonna watch Black Widow this weekend?
I think I'm gonna go.
I heard it's coming out this weekend, so I was wondering if you're gonna watch this weekend.
I'm gonna watch Black Widow this weekend. I want to see. Oh my God! There goes my joke. What's his name in Stranger Things? Hopper. I kept thinking Hoffer. I want to see Hopper in the tights.
Isn't he Russian?
Yeah. He's gonna be Russian in the movie, so it's gonna be great. What's wrong, Randall?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. I saw the preview. You were like this.
Like you were pissed.
Yeah, like you. All right. So yesterday.
Anthony.
Yeah. What's up?
What are you doing?
Oh shit. Well, I first had to make some thumbnails for 2 episodes me and Brian recorded yesterday after a day of drinking. We played Police Stories co-op And you're like, Anthony, what the fuck is that? Well, it's a co-op game where you play 2 police officers and you have to do a mission, whatever it is. You storm a diner, you go into a warehouse, and you try to subdue the suspects, save civilians. Me and Brian are horrific cops. We're terrible. We've died 1,000 times. It's just really bad. So I recorded it and made some clips, and that's going live soon. I just gotta make some thumbnails. We are terrible cops. Terrible.
How terrible are we talking?
Like, you would leave the country. It's like, this is what the country has to offer as police officers. We're leaving the country. But anyway, well, I think the first episode will either go live tonight after this or tomorrow morning. So, but depending on how fast I make the thumbnail, which is probably really quick. But first episode, they're only like 12 minutes each because we just got the highlights of our stupidity. Anywho, for the rest of the week, I got to get back to playing my backlog, so I'll probably do Monster Boy or maybe some Biomutant, depends. Wednesday, like Brian said, we'll something. I got to confirm with my son. And then on Thursday, we played Stardew Valley last week, so we'll probably play a little bit more Stardew Valley. Me and the gal. And I think that'll be it for the week. Yeah, that'll be it for the week. And that concludes this episode of the ADLR Podcast.
Does it?
I think so. I mean, we'll see you guys next week, same time, same place. Make sure to come back to twitch.tv/splitscreenlosers_. Or go to, youtube.com/ADLRplays to see all the other episodes, all the other gameplays, whatever. Whatever your fancy is, You can listen to this podcast on Friday on your podcast services. Watch it on YouTube. I mean, whatever. All I do is give you options. You can watch it however you want. I sometimes leave it on
however you want.
Yeah, you listen to it, watch it however you want. I sometimes forget to remove the archive on Twitch, so you can just watch the archive before it comes out on Friday. Like I'm dumb. So it's up to you. Anywho, thank you guys for watching, listening, both. I'll see you guys next week.